Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Happy New Year's Eve. Been thinking more about Jesus being the light of the world. I'm the one who's scattered here in Michigan. Didn't make it back here for Christmas, but going to be here for New Year's. And again, just thinking about Jesus is the light. John chapter 8, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but they will have the light of life. And so I've just been thinking more about that light of life and thinking about Jesus being the light of the world, being our light. And the first thing I think about is we need light to know which way to go. We need light to know how to navigate a path through the darkness, a path through a dark room, or a path through a dark world. We need the light in order to be able to navigate so that we don't stumble, so that we don't get hurt, so that we don't get lost. Jesus is that light, and he's that light in terms of giving us guidance, showing us which way to go. I'm sure in 2023 we're all going to have decisions to make, and how do we make those decisions? Where do we get our light from? And Jesus is the light, and so as we look to Jesus, as we seek Jesus first, our eyes on Jesus, he gives us light in terms of our decision making and which way to go, and always to trust him in that decision making. But I also think about Jesus as the light in terms of which way to go, just in terms of how to live each day. That Jesus models for us how we are to go about life in our relationships and all of our decision making. And so Jesus is our light in terms of guiding us not just in the big decisions of life, but guiding us in day-to-day life and how to conduct ourselves, especially in our relationships and with each other. So I think about that, Jesus as the light, which way to go, and how to go about living life. But I also think about Jesus being light in terms of we need light in order to live. And so for plants to have life, they have to have light. And just think in terms of here in Michigan, and you can see everything behind me, it's pretty gray and pretty leafless, and it looks lifeless. And yet spring is coming and the light's going to be shining more and temperatures are going to be warming up, and all of a sudden what is leafless will be covered with leaves and it'll be full of life. And same way in our lives, that we need Jesus to shine upon us so that we come to life, so that we have that true life, that abundant life. And so we don't just look to Jesus in order to know, what decisions to make and which way to go. We look to Jesus as the one who actually gives us life. He is our light, and without that light, we wither and we don't have life. How is Jesus that life for us? It's through the relationship. That through our relationship with Jesus, he breathes life into us, and we discover that we're able to live no matter what we might have to go through, no matter how difficult the decisions might be. Jesus gives us life. His light shines upon us. And so my prayer for you and my prayer for me, that as we move into 2023, that we walk in the light, that we follow Jesus closely, that we keep our eyes upon him. And as we do, we simply won't know, we'll know which way to go, how to go about life, but even more, we'll discover that he gives us life the closer we follow to him. His light shines upon us and just gives us a life like no other, that abundant, joyful life. So God bless. Have a great day. Step into 2023, keeping your eyes on Jesus. He's the light of the world. When we follow him, we don't walk in darkness. We know which way to go, but even more, he's the light of life. He gives us life. So God bless, and happy 2023.